Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Today's live stream is going to be very relaxing, very calm, and hopefully plenty of you guys turn out for the live stream and just like to chill with me here because we've got some things going on in the works behind the scenes. So today we're kind of testing it a little bit and seeing how things go down. But if things turn out good today, you'll see some really, really big changes coming into the future for the Swerve channel and channels, plural. You'll find out more about that should today go very, very well. But yes, it is my birthday today. Well, for the next, let's say, 3 hours, 4 hours of today. But thank you so much for all of the birthday messages. I really, really do appreciate them. And yeah, so far I've had a really good birthday. I had the family round and I chilled. How is everyone doing today? Firstly, how is everyone? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Please let me know if everything is okay with the audio because I haven't streamed in exactly 1 year. So yeah. But as you can see in the background, we have some logos changing because we're technically talking about the entire Jurassic saga. We're seeing what we can talk about today, and we're checking out any questions you guys may have. So yeah, so let me know about the audio quality, see if everything's good. And as it says there, super chats will be read out as a priority. So any super chats that do come through, talking to the devil, thank you so much for the super chat. Any that do come through will be read out as priority if you want your question to be pushed to the top, let's say. But yeah, so thank you so much for all of the super chats. I really do appreciate them. Marconian, thank you so much. Happy Hatching Day. That's a way to put it, considering it was Easter yesterday. Where does the name Swerve come from? I was actually asked this by my cousin earlier today. It's a bit of a weird one. I used to play Call of Duty a lot, and I kind of just wanted to have a cool name, and Swerve was available, and I believe it was in the dictionary, and I just saw it in the dictionary. I liked the word, but I saw that somebody already had it, so I was gutted. So then I took away one E to kind of make it unique, and it's stuck with me the whole time. The Creator 79, thank you so much for the 99 cents super chat. I appreciate that, or super sticker. But yeah, that's where the name Swerve comes from. But yeah, so today we're going through every single thing to do with the Jurassic saga in this podcast-styled video. Or live stream, let's say. We're testing this out, see how things go. And yeah, I hope it goes really well. I'm really nervous, I'll be honest with you. I shouldn't be, but I am. But yeah, so the Jurassic saga. It's an incredible saga filled with 6 movies, 1 series that includes 5 seasons. We have some episodes here, some motion comics, and some video games or VR experience, shall we say. And obviously the 2 short films of the prologue and the Battle at Big Rock. It's around 33 minutes, I believe. I remember I made a TikTok about how to watch the Jurassic saga in canonical was it timeline order? I think it was timeline order, yeah. Which, if you guys didn't know, I do have a TikTok. I don't think it's linked below, but if you just search at SwerveYT, you'll be able to see some fun kind of like meme videos that I make, and some interesting canonical videos as well, if you want any short-term videos, let's say. But yeah, so it's a very cool saga. Obviously, I have a lot to thank for, and I am very happy for the Jurassic saga to be, let's say, where it is now. I know some people didn't enjoy Dominion so much. I know some people didn't really enjoy Camp Cretaceous so much. You know, it's understandable. But to me, at least, it was absolutely fantastic. And I really enjoyed Dominion just for what it set up. I know some people are like, oh, but it wasn't what we promised. But for me, it's up there. It's definitely up there. I'm struggling to put it above Jurassic World at this point in time. But for me, I think it might be the third best movie, straight down the middle. But it's on par. But I see a few super chats are coming through. My streaming device isn't picking them up. I believe actually, if I do this, can I click on that? How do I do this? I don't know how I do this, but there is a way to bring your comments on screen. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. You have no idea how much that does help. I'm trying to find out how I can actually put them on the screen. I should have probably tried to work this out myself. I do apologise. I'm still new to streaming. But we'll go ahead and read out super chats firstly. I don't want to miss any of them. There is a way. There's a way to do it. I will find out. What did you think of the hybrids? The Indominus Rex, the Scorpius Rex, and the Indoraptor. Andrew Anderson, thank you so much for the $5 US. I really do appreciate that. And the hybrids. Well, I love them. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I really want to see hybrids again, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing hybrids again. It was something that I thought was unique, and I feel like because we had a refresher with Jurassic World Dominion, we didn't actually see hybrids in that movie, so it was kind of refreshing, and it was nice to see the Scorpius Rex in between 2018 and 2022, obviously. So it was nice to see the Scorpius Rex, because it was like a refresher. Yes, we did have the Indominus Rex, and yes, we did have the Indoraptor, but Scorpius Rex was unique. Leading between the years of 2018 and 2022, I felt like it was kind of needed. For me personally, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing some hybrids return later down the line. It would be of interest, in my opinion, which would be really cool. And yeah, the hybrids, I did like them. I felt like they were put together very well. No matter how poor some of the stories may be, I did enjoy them. Every single one of them had their really good factors, and I was really chuffed with that, to be honest. So yeah, hybrids in Jurassic World, very happy with them, and I like to think that maybe their story isn't over just yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Jade, thank you so much. We're getting loads of super chats. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Yeah, so next one, Jade Solich, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Thanks so much for the $10 US. I really do appreciate that. Happy birthday. Congrats on being 22. Oh, God. I feel old. I know I shouldn't say that because I'm only 22, but I do feel a bit old. What was your favourite part about today so far? I don't know. Probably the stream. I'll be honest with you. It's always nice to interact with you guys. I don't stream as much as I used to back in the day in 2020 and 2021, but that's why I enjoy streams, because they don't come every single day. So definitely for sure coming to speak to you guys, because it's nice to interact with my community a bit. I try my best in the comments, but there's only so much I can do. So yeah, probably the stream. Bit of a weird one, but yes, I did see my family, so obviously, that's an obvious one. In Gen 2D, thank you so much for the $5 US. I appreciate that. Thank you. Aidan Marsh with the $2. Thank you. What do you think about Jurassic games? Oh boy. Are we talking official or are we talking non-official games? Because I have strong opinions on both. I'm going to watch what I say, obviously, because, I don't know what's coming in the future. I don't know what happened behind the scenes of stuff. But in general, Jurassic games, I feel like should kind of expand a little bit away from park builders, although I'd definitely go out and buy another park builder, I'll be honest. But that's not me saying that Universal, you should go and do that. But yeah, I like my park builders because of JPOG. I really did enjoy that. But I do think it's time for some sort of open world kind of thing, kind of like GTA, let's say. I feel like that should definitely be something Universal and Amblin should be looking into, because I think it's about time. Some first person, Survivor, open world, any of those games for Jurassic. Market it. We have Jurassic World Dominion. You're in the open world now in the whole mainland. You have a lot of story to play around with, even for video games. So hopefully we do get a bit more, let's say. Hopefully we get a bit more. Dan the Man with $10 US. Thank you so much. First, happy birthday. Thank you. Second, I think the future of the saga should focus on Tembo's son, the 6 campers, Tim, Lex, and Kelly. I hope the new game is a remastered console sequel to the arcade classic. Well, thank you so much for the super chat, and you make a good point. Because I believe there was an Easter egg to Tembo's son in Dino Tracker. Obviously, we don't actually know if that's Tembo's son, so completely different. We don't quite yet know if that's going to be the case, but it would be very interesting if they follow through with what they did on Dino Tracker, because we all love Dino Tracker. They did an incredible job putting the website together. Everyone that was working on it through Chaos Theorem, very good job. So yeah, I mean, the future for Tembo's son is a possibility. It's out there. I don't want to talk too much about it because it is definitely something I want to see. But, again, there's loads of story now with dinosaurs on the mainland and Easter eggs and old trilogy people coming back. It's a possibility. And I don't know about focusing, but it would be very interesting to see Tembo's son. Same with the 6 campers. I don't want to see all 6 campers returning. but main ones like Brooklyn, that's voiced by Jenna Ortega. Everyone knows how popular Jenna Ortega is becoming now, so it'd be so intelligent of Universal to try and bring Brooklyn into live action for a Jurassic movie and have Jenna Ortega, who looks quite a lot like Brooklyn, to play Brooklyn. And I feel like there's a really good story there. And, you know, she's quite a grown-up actress and professional actress as well. So I'm not too sure about bringing all of the 6 campers, but I would like to see maybe 2 or 3 of them. Same with Tim and Lex. Maybe there's a story there as well. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm trying to get through these as much as possible. I do apologize, but yeah, wow, $20. Okay, sorry, I'm missing some. Oh, okay. Did I miss any? I believe I did. Andrew, oh, is that the right one? Yes, Andrew. Thank you so much for the super chat. Happy birthday. Would you be against the idea if they did show a focusing on Owen and his raptors? Thing is, I feel like there's a little bit more untold story there. So maybe like a short 15-20 minute movie kind of thing. That doesn't really add too much to the story, but just kind of it's there for canonical purposes and for a bit of fun. You know, that I wouldn't be opposed to something like that, and I would really like something like that, to be honest. So yeah, but then again, I'd like everything. So, but thanks for the super chat. Wow, $20 from Planner Duck. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Happy birthday. Would you like to see the Jurassic franchise have multiple spin-offs or world building like Disney has done with Star Wars? Ooh, that's a very good question. Multiple spin-offs or world building? Can I have both? I think both would probably be the best bet here. But yeah, I mean, I think world building for post Jurassic World Dominion. I think world building for spin-offs. I think pre-Jurassic World Dominion, but sets up another story after Jurassic World Dominion. But probably world building just so we can move forward with the timeline. Although there's a lot to explore in the early 2000s and the early 10s. But if I had to pick between the two, it'd definitely be world building, just to kind of set up this world of Dominion. Because you know we have Dominion. I know some people weren't happy because it didn't really live up to what they were expecting with dinosaurs on the mainland, which, you know, I do understand and I get that. However, Dominion set up the future of Jurassic and it set it up very, very well. You can tell there's already multiple storylines just from the movie alone, and you don't even know where those storylines are going to go and end to possibly set up more storylines. So doing some world building to set up this new world that these characters do live in, I think is probably the best way to go. I'd like to see what other people are talking about that. I can see some people are talking about it in chat. But it would get me interested a lot more because there's a lot to explore, and I feel like there's possibly too much, but not too much if you do a bit of world building. A few series, a few short films can easily build a brand new world, and you can kind of build it from scratch whilst also taking into account the lore and canon of these things. So yeah, probably world building, to be honest. I think that might be the best way forward, especially if you want to tell stories after Dominion. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. Hopefully that answers your question. In Gen 2D with the $5 US. Happy birthday, bro. Just wanted to say that I finished, sent you storyboard with your, yes, gotcha. Yes. To anybody who doesn't know about that, there's a very interesting thing that's happening. I'll hopefully have you in tune for more stuff like that. But yes, I'll be getting to that as soon as possible. But yeah, the Jurassic Saga, you can see on screen all of the logos. We have the Prologue, Park, Lost World, Park 3, World, Camp Cretaceous, Fallen Kingdom, Battle of Big Rock, and Dominion. I think we've been treated quite nicely, to be honest. I think we've really been treated nicely. What's your opinion on Hasbro toys? Ooh, I don't know, to be honest. I don't quite know. I don't really have many Hasbro toys, but yeah. What do you think about Sam Neill saying there'll be another? He didn't say there'll be another one. So yeah, so he didn't say there'll be another one. I think he's just kind of like it was a quote he used, pretty much the same quote he used just before the extended edition did release. So it was kind of like a lost in translation. Not many people understood what was meant. I see I got another $5 super chat, but I haven't seen it come through to click on it. Bear with me. I know, yeah. So thanks for the $5 super chat, Dan. I appreciate that. He says, now Swerve, we're showing love to Brooklyn. We got to do the same for the rest. JK, I understand. I can see her and Lex getting on. Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like there's a story there, especially after how Camp Cretaceous ended, which again, that's a lot more of a story available there as well. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Brooklyn has a lot more story to her. We don't know her last name. She's kind of adventurous. She goes and tries to work out these things, as we can tell from her online follower count of, what was it, 27 million? That's crazy amount. But yeah, so there's story to be told with her mainly than any of the others, I believe. What do you think is on the other 3 islands? Ooh. So in canon, we have Isla Nublar, which we already know, but that's not part of the 5 deaths. We have Isla Sorna, which was Site B. Isla Muertes, Isla Mataceros, Isla Peña, and Isla Tacaño. With those ones, I really don't know. I felt like the Camp Cretaceous series should have probably have moved over and introduced one of those islands officially onto like screen canon or something. I felt like that would have probably gone down a little bit better than bringing in some random Manticore Island. I'll be honest with you. So yeah, it's a little bit of a confusing one because those islands deserve to be in screen canon. Yes, they are technically, but I mean like actually have a series around them. It's good and all introducing a new island like Manticore Island, and yes, they were toying around with the idea of going to Isla Sorna, which would have probably been a little bit better, to be honest. But at the same time, those islands are there for a reason. And, loads of people from 2001 onwards have been speculating consistently about whether or not these islands hold something, whether or not there's something special there. So hopefully our answers do come through eventually. And those islands are utilized in the correct way, because Muertes, as we saw from Jurassic World Evolution, the first video game, it's a sunny island, it's a sandy island. It's a bit of fun. It's something new, very similar to the biome that we saw the Spinosaurus in for Camp Cretaceous. So there's loads of different biomes and there's loads of different new stories that they could create on those islands. And yes, technically we have the whole world now. We don't really need to go back to an island, as many people would argue. But some people would argue that they want to go back to a new island. So it's a bit of both. They have to measure it out quite nicely, and I do feel like that there's a possibility here for Jurassic to introduce these islands again, but they have to see how they do it. Maybe there's an illegal fishing operation trying to catch the Mosasaurus on Isla Mataceros, something like that. They'll infiltrate them. I don't know. This is just some random idea that I'm throwing together literally right now. But those islands, definitely much needed. Definitely much needed. We've got another super chat, so thank you so much. I don't know where it's gone. It's disappeared. Joseph, thank you so much for the $2. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Catching up with chat with a little bit here. Trying to read as many. Talk about the baryonyx with mechanical arm. Ooh, I have been meaning to. I've had this video idea for such a long time, but it's very difficult to talk about something that we don't really have too much information about. I do have I have a theory about it, which I do have on my notes page somewhere, which I guess I can turn into a video very, very soon. So don't you worry. I'll probably pop it on my notes page now to make the video. But yeah, the story is quite difficult with that one. I have been trying to work it out for a while, so don't think like I've neglected that baryonyx. It was a cute one. After all, it killed Rain Delacourt, didn't it? But yeah, so it's a story I have to try and think through and speculate a little bit more. I subscribed. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you, Gigaraptor. I appreciate that. Spinosaurus JP3 versus Indominus Rex from Jurassic World. I made a video about that. I'll leave you to go watch that video for my thoughts, because I don't want to contradict myself to what I said in that video. What will I do when I hit 200k? I've got to hit 200k first. Hey, Joseph, thank you again for another $2 on Super Chat. Titanoboa or Megalania in a Jurassic movie? Ooh, I want to go with Megalania. I feel like Titanoboa won't really fit the theme of Jurassic. So yeah, probably Megalania. I feel like that can be understood a little bit more. It's more logical to have a Megalania, let's say. How did the Baryonyx lose its arm in Jurassic World Dominion? There you go. It's officially on my notes page. The video will be out eventually. Do you think Universal will announce something on their panel at CinemaCon? Ooh, I don't know. I'm a little bit disheartened because we have, well, 2 months today. 2 months today. Wait, is it 2 months today or is it 2 months tomorrow? I think it's 2 months tomorrow. Until JP30 is supposed to happen, and we still don't know anything about it. But a little bit of an exclusive here. I've heard some good things, so hopefully this week or next week might be good. Fingers crossed. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But we're supposed to be hearing something soon. Well, I would assume at least. So hopefully something happens for JP30. And if nothing happens at JP30 regarding the new movies or the new series, then I would probably expect something at CinemaCon. That seems logical enough to me. Would you guys like some background music? I feel like it's a bit quiet. Thing is, I gotta try and keep the non-copyright background music. How does that sound? There you go. I think that's a little bit better. Thing of how I can get your comments on screen, because I do apologize because I did say they'll be on screen, so my apologies. They're not on screen. I have no clue how to go about this. No clue. I feel so bad, I'll be honest with you. What's the next music in this playlist? Is there not one? No? We will play this one. Sure. Do you play Jurassic World, the game? No, I do not. I used to, but I'm not a fan of mobile games, to be honest. An accurate gig in the prologue, and then yeah, I understand that, but then again, they wanted Biosyn to go down the route of paleo accuracy, I guess, and the best way to have a cool looking Giganotosaurus, well, that's subjective, but a cool looking Giganotosaurus, and to also have it 100% paleo accurate, it probably would have been the best bet to go ahead and make it look exactly the same as we saw in the prologue. So I understand why they did that, and it also kind of explains some paleo accuracy in InGen Masrani's Pteranodons, for example. The Quetzalcoatlus as well, for Biosyn's Quetzalcoatlus. It adds like a new story there, which, you know, in my opinion, I think is probably the best way to go about it, to have a cool design, but also a technically paleo accurate design according to that movie universe. Oh, Joseph, back with another $2. Thank you so much. Do you think a Megalodon could come to the franchise? No. I'll be honest, if anybody has hope for Megalodon, throw that out the window. I mean, obviously I don't know anything, but, you know, Megalodon, I don't really see it being a threat in this universe. They'll probably keep the Mosasaurus going for a while, and if they do want to bin off the Mosasaurus, then there's loads of other actual prehistoric creatures that just, I think, would fit better. And, you know, at the end of the day, they don't want to, quote unquote, try to copy the Meg and add a Megalodon in. So, yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, but I personally don't believe a Megalodon will come to the franchise, unfortunately. Do you think there'll be a new Jurassic trilogy? Yes. I'm almost certain of it. There'll be a new one, but my worry is that it will run into the 2030s, which I don't really want to happen. But, you know, it's the way they want to move forward, which I'm not opposed to, so... To my Camp Cretaceous Park world. It's taken a long break, Emma. I promise it's eventually going to come back, but it's taken a long break for now. I have ideas. Jurassic Shadow. Hello. I'm good. How are you, my friend? How are you? The John Sayles Jurassic Park 4 script being adapted into some kind of Jurassic prequel. Oh boy. The John Sayles Jurassic Park 4 script. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about it. I'll probably eventually make a video onto it. 300 likes. Thank you so much, guys. But we have to wait and see. If you guys don't know what the John Sayles script is, I'd highly recommend to check out Clayton Fioritti's video. But to a T, it's kind of like a human dinosaur hybrid kind of thing, and with weaponized arms, cannons coming out of their arm. It's weird. It's very weird. If you want me to make a video on it, I'm sure I will eventually. Andrew Anderson with $5. Thank you so much. Last question. Sorry if it's dumb. Do you think Blue and Beta will return? Again, I think probably via cameos. I don't think they'll have a whole major storyline, but possibly via cameos. We might see them eventually. So, yeah, I do think they'll return, but not to a really big degree. But yeah, so tell me how you're enjoying this so far, because, you know, it can be a little bit boring, I'll admit it. You know, I don't blame some people clicking off from this stream and maybe coming back later, but, you know, it's one of these things that I'm testing out for now, seeing the reception, because we've got some ideas in mind over here on the Swerve channel, and I want to see a reception first, so we're kind of testing this out, and yeah. Maybe later tonight, if you're about to drift off to sleep and you didn't get to watch the rest of the stream, you can pop this on and take a listen on low volume. And then listen to my theories, questions, all of that. And make your heart kind of like wonder about Jurassic, and your mind wander as well. Whoa, $25 by Michael Castillo. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. Thank you. What was the best Jurassic World movie in your opinion? World movie. Okay, I was about to say Jurassic Park. Oh, we got a follow on Twitch. Thank you so much, Bull Rex. But yeah, so best Jurassic World movie has to be Jurassic World. Then very tight between Jurassic World and Jurassic World Dominion. But I think so it'll be Jurassic World at an 8.1 and Jurassic World Dominion at an 8, and then Fallen Kingdom at maybe a 6. I want to say maybe a 5 out of 6. I do have an official ranking on Twitter, like all of my thoughts and opinions. But yeah, from the movies, it would go Jurassic World, Dominion, and then Fallen Kingdom. That's for sure. But yeah, so thank you so much for the super chat. That's an incredible amount. You know you don't have to, but thank you so much. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays and many more to come. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am having a lovely day, Lena. Thank you. Do you think the dodo should be in the Jurassic movie? Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to say no, just because I've seen it in Primeval. And I don't know if it would fit quite well in the Jurassic series, let's say. Joseph with another $2. Thank you so much. Giant bugs like locusts or Anthropera in Jurassic? I think locusts. I think that was a really good storyline. And to me, I quite liked it. I really liked it. Even like when it first showed up in the trailers before the movie released, I was like, ooh, okay, this is something new. This is something I can definitely get on board with. It kind of added a brand new threat to Jurassic. Like, yeah, we love dinosaurs, don't get me wrong, but to have like a sideline story and have it with genetically mutated modern day animals, it's interesting. It really is interesting. Well, let's keep it to bugs and insects, because I don't think it would probably go down well with a mutated elephant, especially with the franchise's fans. So maybe keep it to insects and try to, I don't know, put like an Arthropleura in there. But the locusts, I quite liked them. I really did. They didn't show up too much. They were perfectly balanced. It added a new storyline and added a new threat to the entire world of Jurassic, which was something that was slightly missing from this franchise. Slightly missing. So, yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to have to stick with the locusts. But, I mean, that opens a door, right? Opens the door to something new. You have to wait and see. Let's put this one on. Is this another? This is a good one. I like this song. Skeptic, thanks for the 99 cents, buddy. Appreciate that. Favorite Camp Cretaceous episode? I don't know about episode. I'll be honest. There's like, what, 50 episodes or something? 49? So I'm going to go ahead and say that season 3 is my favorite one. Favorite season. And there's nothing you can say to change my mind. Season 3 is probably some of the best Jurassic we've had since Jurassic Park. In my opinion, this is going to sound silly to so many people, but the top 2 things from Jurassic would have to be Jurassic Park and Camp Cretaceous Season 3. I'll be honest, I'm going to get hate for that. I'll admit it. But, you know, I loved it. I really did. What do you think Crichton would have thought of Dominion? Oh, he would have loved it. He would have ate that up and loved it. It's everything that he's written in his books. He would have absolutely enjoyed every single moment of that movie. It's so Crichton-like. I really enjoyed it. It's so, you know, you've got the bugs, the dinosaurs, the storyline. All of that is very Crichton-like. I mean, then again, you know, it's not my place to say or talk on behalf of a dead person, unfortunately. But I would like to think that he would have loved it. Oh, Arthropleura. I would like to see Arthropleura eventually into Jurassic. Thanks for another super chat, by the way, Joseph. I appreciate that. But yeah, Arthropleura, definitely I would like to see in Jurassic. 49 episodes of Camp Cretaceous, yes. Or would you get hate for a W opinion? Because there's many people out there, many different opinions out there, and very strong-worded opinions. Have I read the books? Right, well, I'm sorry to announce, guys, I have not read the books of Jurassic. I haven't watched Jurassic. I haven't read Jurassic Park. I haven't read The Lost World Jurassic Park. I know. How can I be a Jurassic fan if I haven't done that? But I'm halfway through, or quarter of the way through, listening to the audiobook for Jurassic Park. I'll get there. Don't worry. I'll get there. I know a lot of the scenes that do happen. I'm just not a fan of reading. I'll be honest with you. I'm just not a fan. But you know, we'll get there eventually. Don't you worry. Who do you think is going to be the face of the franchise in the future Jurassic movies? Maisie, Kayla, Darius, Owen, or maybe a brand new character? I'll rule out Maisie. I'll rule out Owen. I'll partially rule out Darius. Just because I don't think he'll be a face of the franchise. He might be there, but I just don't think he'll be the face like Alan Grant, Jeff Goldblum, Ian Malcolm, and Owen Grady. I don't think he'll be the face. Kayla, definitely. I think Kayla will be up there. She'll be the top number one to follow the storylines in the future Jurassic movies. That's for sure. I see that happening. I think Ramsey as well. Ramsey will most likely be there. I really love this character, so hopefully we get to see a little bit more. And maybe Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn might. We'll have to wait and see, but that's a shout in my opinion. I think that's a possibility. Thanks again for all the happy birthdays. I appreciate it. 22 years old. Wow. God, there's so many good questions. I'll be honest with you. I'm reading the chat. There's so many good ones that, I've read a good one, then chat moves, and I read another good one, so I can't go back to the previous good one. I am trying to work out how to do this chat highlight. I do apologize. It's really upsetting because I really, really wanted this to work. I don't know how to do it. I'll have a little Google. Joseph with another $2. Thank you so much. How about a Leviathan in Jurassic? Not too sure about Leviathan. Not too sure about that one. Michael again with another $2. Thank you so much. When will be your next stream? Probably this time next year. I'll be honest. Probably this time next year. It's it's kind of like a yearly thing I do. I like to stream on my birthday and take some time to relax and not be as professional, but professional enough for you guys to enjoy. I do tend to stream on Twitch a lot more throughout the year. Not too much, but maybe like once every 2 or 3 months. But yeah, I don't know. If you guys enjoy this, we might do a little bit more streaming on the channel, see how that goes down. If I do get invited anywhere to any possible JP30 event, whatever that might be, I'd love to live stream whilst I'm there as well. So, I never say never. There is a possibility I will stream again. We'll have to wait and see. Joseph with another $2. Thank you so much. P.S. I don't like to read either. No, I'm not a big reader, but I'm reading all your comments. I promise. Right, let's see if I can try and get these comments on screen because I want to show off you guys. You guys are amazing. So let's get this going. How do I do chat highlights on slips? There you go. Have you seen Beaver's reaction to Dominion? I have not. I haven't seen any reaction to Dominion, actually. Where's this? Okay, I'm going to turn it down. Open on YouTube. Let's take a look. Favorite medium carnivore? Maybe Ceratosaurus. Oh, I'd love to see Ceratosaurus in live action again. That's for sure. Let me know how the audio levels are, by the way, guys, because I'm trying... I can visually see the balance, but I can't hear the balance. I have to wait and see. Yes, that's what I want to do. Also, if you ever hear something like this... Oh no, my mic cuts out. Okay, well, if you ever hear something like this, like clicking, that's my microphone playing up. Brad's Brad X's. Oh, Brad's, without a doubt. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Brad's in the future. It'd be weird, but I wouldn't be opposed. Little does Swerve know he said never twice. Yep, that's true. That's true, technically. Banzo Elite, thank you so much for the $5. Would it be a Mosasaurus versus Cthulhu movie since it's been free after Jurassic World? I don't know what that is. I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely caught up about what that is, but I assume there'll be something to do with the Mosasaurus in Jurassic. At least I would hope so. I would definitely hope so. Do you see Camp Cretaceous people and dinosaurs being in a movie? Thank you for the $2 super chat, Tim. I really appreciate that. And as for your question, yeah, I said earlier in the stream that I really, really want to see Brooklyn in live action. I think that character is perfect for a live action Jurassic movie and probably the face of Jurassic, to be honest. I think it, when you look at the money coming in from just Jenna Ortega alone, and then you look at the money coming in for a new Jurassic movie, then you look at the characteristics of Brooklyn. She was probably one of the best characters from Camp Cretaceous, and then you can kind of like match that and see how that goes on for the future of Jurassic. And I feel like that levels out very, very nicely. It's it's a good for the storyline, it's good for the fans to consume, and it's also good for business as well. So it's all positives from me to see at least one character from Camp Cretaceous going into live action. And I'll be honest with you, after seeing what Star Wars just announced, oh my god, I'm very jealous. I'm very jealous of Star Wars. Oh dear. Sorry, I'm still trying to work this out, how I can make this. I can't see how to make it work. Oh, I think I have to go into a lot more detail. Yeah, I think maybe a lot more detail. I don't know. I'm happy to go ahead and try to do a similar stream like this. My only issue is that I don't really have any event to do it at. So maybe I'll try to find a reason. I don't know. I'll try my best to find a reason. But we can do something similar. Or maybe if I need to pop to the loo, I'll watch the video thoroughly. Yeah. Who misses Camp Cretaceous? I do. I'll be honest, I do. Trying to understand YouTube life. Yeah. I generally feel like I am getting old. Rexy's real name is Roberta. That's a common misconception. So, in 1992, during the filming of Jurassic Park, Rexy, the Tyrannosaurus Rex we know, her specific animatronic from behind the scenes, not canonical name, her specific animatronic was called Roberta by the designers and creators of the animatronic. So the animatronic itself is called Roberta. However, canonically, in universe, her official name is Rexy. And I believe this was confirmed. It was speculated for many, many years because obviously the books. But I think it was first canonically confirmed via Camp Cretaceous Season 2. Where Sammy says Rexy's going back to her cage. And I think that's after she learned Rexy was on a tabloid of some kind. So canonically her name is Rexy, but her animatronic in Jurassic Park, from behind the scenes, not in universe, is called Roberta. Fun little fact. Just subscribe, thank you so much. How do I pronounce my name? It's just Swerve. The same way you pronounce the word. I know it's a little bit difficult for some people to understand because it's spelled incorrectly. But yeah, just Swerve. If you could interview anyone in the Jurassic World cast, who would you interview? Well, unfortunately, a little story there. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I was supposed to interview Colin Trevorrow, DeWanda Wise, and Bryce Dallas Howard in Malta back in August, I think. Unfortunately, things fell through. Obviously I'm going to defend my corner here. I don't think they should have fell through, but yeah, I was supposed to go ahead and interview those three amazing people, and unfortunately, for a chance of a lifetime. And I was ready to bring you guys so much content with it. It was going to be so funny and fun and interesting, everything. But unfortunately, it fell through. I didn't get to go, but hopefully, eventually something will happen. It would have been amazing. I think I lost like £500 spending on new clothes and new suitcases and all of that stuff, and I couldn't return them in time, which means I lost a lot of money. But I'm understanding, and I am hopeful. So hopefully you guys get to see some really cool interviews later down the line. It was so lovely to speak to Scott Creamer, the executive producer of Camp Cretaceous. He was an amazing person, and I found out his kid actually enjoys my content as well. So if you're out there, thank you so much. Your dad's amazing as well. But yeah, he was so lovely to chat to, and I do hope I get another opportunity like that sometime in the future. It would be a lot of fun to bring you guys some awesome and fun, unique content to a lot of Jurassic fans. But yeah, I won't go into too much detail about that. Maybe for a future story, if I don't want to step on anyone's toes. Are you satisfied with Rexy's conclusion? I don't think it's a conclusion. I think we'll get to see a little bit more of her. So I don't want to say I'm satisfied just yet. What do you think of Owen Grady playing Mario? It's a good choice, At the end of the day, if Chris Pratt's up to it, and if they think he's a good person to move forward with it, why not? Although I think they probably should have tried to stay closer to the source material, let's say. I felt like that would have probably gone back gone down better. Should Bryce Dallas Howard direct the new franchise? Direct a movie or a short film first and see how it goes down, because she is undoubtedly an incredible actress. And obviously, from what we can tell from The Mandalorian and Star Wars, she's an incredible director. I mean, I genuinely didn't see that happening, but I'm very impressed with her work. So I would like to see how she does with Jurassic. To me, I feel like Colin Trevorrow, he knows so much about Jurassic, and I really, really wish that he would continue on working for Jurassic, because I believe in his expertise, I don't think there's many people who understands this franchise quite so much as he does. But obviously, Bryce Dallas Howard learns a lot, and she did a lot of research for Star Wars and Mandalorian, so I don't doubt that she'll probably do the same for Jurassic as well. And I would be very interested to see how she does for Jurassic, because at the end of the day, nobody's ever truly gone. And yes, we might not see much Claire Dearing in the future, but hopefully her actress will be able to do that. I feel like that's the best way to go. I really do. It'd be interesting. Joseph with $2, thank you so much. Who would win in a fight between Megalania or two Pyroraptors? I don't know. Megalania is quite large, isn't it? I'm going to go with two Pyroraptors. I feel like they're more intelligent. They'll do better. Ooh, interesting question. Should there be a mammoth in the Jurassic franchise? Absolutely. And there almost was. So close. I believe there was supposed to be a mammoth in the Arctic biome. I think I found it out during my interview with Scott Creamer for Camp Cretaceous Season 4, I believe it was. Or maybe Season 5. I think it was Season 4. No, it was Season 5. It was Season 5. Yeah, it was supposed to be a woolly mammoth. We never got to see one, but I do hope eventually we'll get to see one. I'm not going to write that off. There's always a possibility. You're awesome. I love watching your videos. Thank you so much. Thank you. Colin's a real Jurassic fan, and he made Jurassic movies for the fans. Oh yeah, that's for sure. You can see that he is a fan. Like, you know how Kevin Feige has like a big love hold on Marvel. I think he's doing a good job, contrary to what some people may say. But I think he's doing a good job, Kevin Feige. And you can tell he does love Marvel. He researches a lot. He creates these stories. Like, he's probably like moving on to phase 7 by now, and he also knows how these stories are all going to end and start up. And so, very similar. I believe Colin Trevorrow also has that capability, but for Jurassic. And Jurassic isn't easy. It really isn't. Like, you can't just go to the comics and get some source material and bring it into live action. You really have to dig deep and learn a lot from Jurassic, and it's hard to find all the source material, especially that some websites which contained a lot of canonical information have been taken down or removed from being online. The information is still canonical, has been confirmed, but you have to try and learn a lot for Jurassic. It's not as easy as Marvel. So I think fair play to Colin. He's done a very good job. And it would have been interesting to see how he'd done with Fallen Kingdom if he had full control over it. So it'd be interesting, let's say. For any Jurassic YouTuber starting out, go big or go home. Enjoy what you do. I've always said this, and I believe actually there's a video of me somewhere. I think on Veloci's account, VELOCCI, he did like some sort of uni project of what's it like being a YouTuber, and you can get some very good inspiration from me in that documentary. If you go check it out. But yeah, no, the main thing is, if you've ever asked that question or you ever want to see that content, why not do it yourself? If you're thinking that, many people are thinking that as well. And that's how I started. I wanted to see all of these like speculation things about Jurassic World Evolution just before the first game was coming out. So I went ahead, I made the videos. Turns out loads of people were thinking the exact same thing I was as well. So there you go. And all of a sudden I'm here now. Hopefully try to stay afloat for many, many more years to come, because I just love bringing loads of Jurassic content to you guys, and I really love that. And I want to work closely with Universal to also help acknowledge Jurassic as one of the biggest IPs once again, and just try and help this series out a lot more and help you guys out a lot more, and just make it interesting. Make it a little bit interesting. Oh, I almost missed the super chat. Tim's Adventures, thank you so much for the $2. If you could have a pet dinosaur, what would it be? Hamaloceph, Hamalocephale headbus. There was a dinosaur I had in mind when somebody would ask me that. It's a little, it's not Archaeopteryx. It's a little like feathery thing. I can't remember its name. I can't even remember what it looked like, but a small one. A small one. uh, would a Compy meme ever die? There's a Compy meme? Have you played the Jurassic VR games? And if you have not, will you be playing them? If you mean Aftermath, no. I don't think I'll be playing them just because VR headsets are very expensive. And I do mean very expensive. Um, so, and then, that's just another thing I have to set up because not only do I have to buy the VR headset, I have to buy a program to go ahead and record those videos and then probably a green screen as well. And then I need to buy a camera, which I know my camera is somewhere. I'm pretty sure I've lost it, but I know my camera is somewhere. Um, but I haven't seen it in like 5 years, 4 years, which really upsets me. But then I have to go buy a new camera, and then I have to. Yeah, there's a lot more. So I don't think I'd play them just because whatever I do, I'd love for content mainly. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'd love to give it a try one day. Plans to do a video about buildings to add for Evo 2. I don't know. I want to see more buildings, and it looks like they are adding more buildings. I just don't think they'll go down the route of adding incredible amounts of buildings or a specified building DLC. It'll probably just be species after species. But give the possibility of having like I think City Skylines do it, where content creators go ahead and build like items and they call it a content creator pack, and then they sell it quite cheap, and then the content creator is able to get a percentage of that. But then also the main company, I think it's Paradox, get a massive percentage of that. So it would be interesting to see a community package or something like that, where the community go ahead and submit some really cool buildings that they've modularly built, and then added into the game. That would be quite cool. But thank you, Bowden Billis, for $2 super chat, and thank you, Joseph, for another $2. Who would win in a fight, Megalania or two Pyroraptors? I said it would be two Pyroraptors. Two Pyroraptors. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Two Pyroraptors. I like that song. It's very chill. Can I put it on loop? I think I can. I think it'll be on loop now. Rexy should retire or replaced. Retire. I'd rather see her retired than replaced. Although, Tarbosaurus is there. It's a possibility. Happy birthday, thank you, Mona. And what character in the franchise do I find most underrated? I thought we'd see a little bit more of Zack and Gray. I really enjoyed Vic Hoskins. I think probably Vic Hoskins or maybe Barry. Either Vic Hoskins or Barry. I feel like they're very underrated. I'd like to see Vincent D'Onofrio come back and do something with Vic Hoskins for like a Jurassic World prequel or something. I feel like that would be very good going. Barry, I think there's more of a story to be told there because he's in the CIA and French intelligence now, so it's always a possibility. But yeah, I mean, those two characters for sure. If you create a Jurassic movie, what would it be called? Happy birthday, by the way. Thank you, Peter. What would it be called? I don't know. I don't know. I like the idea of just calling things a Jurassic story. Like, imagine the title Battle at Big Rock, a Jurassic story. Something like that. I'd probably go down the line of that. I wouldn't rebrand Jurassic whatsoever. Jurassic is what it should be. Yay! Yay? Yay. Wait. Yeah, we do. Marconian, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. Do you play Evrima, The Isle, or Path of Titans? You can stream yourself playing modded JW2 or these, for instance. Yeah, I know I can. There won't be many people to pop in. I know with Evolution 2 they had this new cinematic camera mode, which I believe is a possibility to use as like background stream. I could just pop into a busy park I have and go ahead and let the cinematic camera thing go ahead. But yeah, no, I've played the Isle. I've been put off the Isle. I've also last I heard about the Isle, there's some dodgy things going on for some of the people working on it, but you know, I know that doesn't represent the whole game. But ever since then, I've just kind of like left it alone. It's kind of died off for me. Path of Titans, however, is a lot of fun. I play it in my spare time whenever I can, or whenever I'm feeling like it, and I do play it. Right, is this going to repeat? It is going to repeat. Oh my god, I'm learning technology, guys. But thank you so much for the £5 super chat. I appreciate that. Jurassic World, a Jurassic story. Yeah. Do you think the campers will be in a new series? Ooh, right. I do want to talk about this. So, was it yesterday's video? I don't think it was yesterday's video. I think it was 2 days ago. It was supposed to be yesterday's video, but I thought I'd release it earlier. So that new Jurassic World Explorers thing, I'm not going to talk too much about it. However, in hindsight, I don't think it is the series we think is going to happen. So I think we can look forward to something else coming. I won't talk again too much about it, but I don't think it's the series we're thinking about, because I was told that some sort of online interactive education thing was supposed to be happening for Jurassic. And you know, when you hear that, you think it's a bit kiddie. You know, I don't think a grown ass man in his 30s needs education. And I think that might be what Jurassic World Explorers will be, which makes me think that whatever the new animated series will be, it won't be called Jurassic World Explorers. I could be wrong. This is just a theory, but I would be very intrigued to see what happens. It's something I do want to learn a little bit more about. We've got some more super chats. The Bat Channel, $5. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. Thank you. Happy birthday to you too. I don't know if it's your birthday, but whenever it is, happy birthday to you. Out of curiosity, as a very knowledgeable fan, thank you. Do you have an original Jurassic Park and world idea that you wish was a movie? Yes. Many ideas. And I'll be deadly honest with you. I have so many good ideas for Jurassic based off the morality of this new world we live in and an old world we live in. Or I say we, but that universe I mean. I have good storylines for them. It involves unique storylines and fan favorite storylines. I don't want to describe what they are because I've recently learned that. Well, I don't know if I should be saying this, but let's just say I don't want to go across social media to explain or quote unquote pitch an idea without anything being official. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want to talk about him. I really do. I'll be deadly honest. I do want to talk about him. But I don't want to ruin anything that might come for Jurassic. So, you know, if anybody from Universal is watching right now, please do reach out if you want to just hear what I have to say, because I really want to get it off my chest. I want to speak to somebody about all of these projects. I have a really good project in mind. But again, I don't want to say what they are just for the sake of this franchise. I don't want anything to be ruined. So yeah, fingers crossed what I am thinking of does come to light though. But yeah, I have many ideas. But thank you so much for the super chat, Bat Channel. Joey Save with a $5 super chat. So Komodo dragons have been my favourite thing since I was little. So Megalania comes up for Jurassic appearances. That makes sense, to be honest. Komodo dragons and Megalanias seem to be the exact same thing. Some people are going to crucify me for saying that, I'll be honest. But yeah. How's this? Let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, we'll put some of the Lost World original soundtrack. But yeah, so that makes sense. On a scale of Compy to Mosasaurus, how big would a Jurassic Park Megaraptor be? Ceratosaurus size. I have no clue. If I could design my own hybrid, what would it be? I have no clue. Something to do with sauropod. Probably Ankylodocus, something similar to that. That's quite cool. I like that idea. Would be my thoughts if they killed off Owen. Oh, I'll be honest with you, I'll be bawling my eyes out. I love the character. He's a great character. Favorite corporation in the Jurassic franchise? I don't know. They all have their aspects. Biosyn have their aspects. InGen, Manticorp, Masrani, Mascom. They all have their good aspects to them. I'll be honest. have all of their good aspects. So to put a title of number 1, not too sure. Any updates on the Ark Survival movie? I don't know, but the game's been delayed, so I assume that the movie would probably get delayed as well. Yeah. But the animated series is coming. You have the Ark animated series, which was kick off that universe. And then you had the Ark movie, which I thought would release next year, but unfortunately we've heard barely anything about it. And if the game's just been delayed for nearly 2 years, I assume the movie would probably have been delayed by now as well. Which is okay, because if the next Jurassic movie comes out in 2025 or 2026, then we might be looking at a good year for dinosaur movies, because we'll have that Warner Brothers Anne Hathaway movie, which loads of people think is Crinosaur, which would be quite cool. And then we'll have the Ark movie. We might have whatever else comes after that as well. Does Rain Delacourt deserve his own spin-off show? No, I don't think he does. He's a cool Jurassic villain, but I don't think he deserves a spin-off show. What do you think the next installment of the franchise will bring? I think it will bring loads and loads of brand new stories, obviously. Sorry, I'm changing music. Yeah, so loads of new dilemmas, new threats in the world, new story, like literally any story is possible. I'd love stories just to be for the sake of adding to the canonical media. I think that's probably a really good aspect to follow for Jurassic fans. As for promoting new movies, then they'll have to follow a main source or timeline, let's say. So I'll be intrigued to learn a little bit more, and I just really hope something's announced at JP30. I really do, because I believe Jurassic World 3 was announced before Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom came out. So that doesn't say anything. But yeah, I mean, there's loads of stories they can tell. I do hope they go down the route of also releasing more short films. I feel like that's a possibility as well. So we'll have to wait and see. The difference between the characters from the Park movie and the Park book. I can't because I haven't read the book. What type of raptor from the series? Based off design, probably JP3 raptors. But based off species, probably Pyroraptor. Should Jurassic be R-rated for horror gore like the books? I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I don't think they will do anything like that ever. I do think they'll add a little bit more, not gore, just maybe like severed arms like they did for Fallen Kingdom. But I don't think they'll go down the route of blood, guts, and gore. I don't think that's a possibility. It would be interesting to experiment with a novel accurate movie sometime in the future in a separate universe than to the main Jurassic saga. I'd be interested in that, to be honest, very interested. But I don't think they'll go down the routes of adding blood, guts, and gore. It doesn't seem like something that Universal would want to go ahead with, nor Amblin. So I doubt that's going to be a possibility. What is your prediction for the next Jurassic World movie? What do you mean? Prediction regarding what? Do you think we should have died in Dominion? I'm going to say yes, but my heart is going to say no. I love the character. I think Dr. Wu is the main character of the entire saga. So I have so many. So Wu, I want to see more from him. I think to follow what we learned from the books, it would make sense to have Wu die off. I think that's a logical assumption to make, let's say. So, yeah. Did you see the movie 65? I did see the movie 65. I have 3 reviews, I think, or 2 reviews on the channel if you wish to check them out and see what I thought of the movie. Overall, not amazing, but not shit. So, bit of both. Can you imagine Brooklyn came to live action and she had a Brad by her side as her reintroduction? Oh, God. There's better ways to reintroduce a character. I can promise you that. But again, back to the Brooklyn idea. She's got, what, 27 million followers? She's well known. She's popular. It would be interesting to, you don't really need to reintroduce a character. It would be interesting to see how she goes about her life. I guess, you know, Owen Grady was found out about. People know about Owen Grady for working in Jurassic World. People didn't really know too much about Claire. People only knew about Maisie because of news stories. They knew about John Hammond via creation of dinosaurs. But, you know, some backroom staff workers they didn't really know about. And that's like Barry. Nobody knows about Barry, but a lot of people know about Owen. However, many people, millions of people know about Brooklyn, and there'll be some people who aren't subscribed who also know about Brooklyn as well. So as a character that, you know, I think she's my age or maybe a year older, so 23, 24 years old. It's, you know, I think it's a perfect chance to bring in Brooklyn. I'll fight to the end to bring Brooklyn into live action. It's a character I think deserves to be in live action. Ever played Half-Life? No, but I've seen videos on it. Do you think the dinosaurs should appear in MCU, mainly the Savage Land? Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I think they should open up the world of dinosaurs in the MCU. I'll fight for that as well. My favorite Rex from the franchise? I'm gonna. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna say Rexy. Cliche, but I'm gonna say Rexy. What DLC do I want added into Evolution 2? Camp Cretaceous 2 or Manticorp DLC. As soon as I get that, I'm happy. I'm very satisfied. Would you rather Jurassic prequel or sequel? Ooh. I think right now probably a prequel. And then maybe ask me again next year and I'll probably ask for a sequel. Do you think Dominion should have revealed the Moser could self-reproduce and had her own? No, because I don't... the science behind that might not work too much. I'm going to have to double check that. That's a good question. But I don't think they should have revealed that. I think the Mosasaurus is unique because there's only one of them. There was only one ever made. And it's very hard to get DNA for it as well. So I like to see something focused around the Mosasaurus. What dinosaur would like to see in the Hammond collection? I know JP3 Raptor just came through. I believe. So that. But it's ready here. I don't know. Maybe Junior. Junior might be cool. Junior the baby Rex. Your entire Saurus series is great and all. Why didn't you also back the human characters? I have stuff. Don't worry. I have stuff in the works for that series for the human characters. But I just know that there's not going to be support for them and there's not going to be many people interested. So I'm going through a business plan where I cover the dinosaurs, and when there's literally no dinosaurs to cover, I'll probably start working on the human stories as well. I have a lot to do with Doctor Who. I have a lot to do with Simon Masrani. They are in the works behind the scenes. I just haven't gotten around to testing them out. I probably should test them out soon. I should probably upload one this week. Yeah, I think that should be a shout. Who would win, Bates or Junior? Junior, without a doubt. What would my perfect Jurassic World movie be? I have it in mind. I do, but I just don't want to say it out loud. You never know who's listening. And if it's a really good idea and it gets shut down, I don't want to be the cause of that. But I have some good ideas. Maybe ask me if you ever meet me in real life. I can probably tell you. Eden, thanks so much for subscribing. Favorite Jurassic character? Alan Grant. Alan Grant, without a doubt. The Scrap Plesiosaurus scene. Okay. Who wants to learn what I've learned a few months ago about not just the Plesiosaurus being scrapped, which we discussed, but an Elasmosaurus? Yeah. I'm going to see. Everybody type yes in the chat if you want to learn a little bit about Elasmosaurus. I do mean a little bit. I won't go into too much detail. Yeah, but I think it's a cool story, and I think it deserves to be out there a little bit more. I just love sharing news with you guys. I love it. No, it's not a matter that Universal loves to ruin good ideas. It's more of a legal matter, you know. So I don't want to make like a pitch out there and then have it not happen because I made it public years before it was even developed. just in case. Do you think we'll see the Spinosaurus again? Yes, I do. I do. Any new dinosaurs will be added to the future films and shows? Yeah, they will. They will. Okay, I see loads of yeses. You can stop them now. But Elasmosaurus, some of part of this is theory. Part of this is true. I'll elaborate. I'm trying to find. I believe I was going to tweet this out, but I went against it. Yeah, so just as a warner, this information hasn't been 100% cross-checked. I'm still waiting. I should probably follow up on him, but it hasn't been officially cross-checked just yet. But apparently, no confirmation, but apparently 2 Elasmosauruses were supposed to appear in Malta, and then theory-wise, this would also explain why there's an open lagoon in Jurassic World Evolution 2's Malta DLC. Again, that's just a theory. But if it's true about 2 Elasmosauruses being there, we may have had like a more underwater scene in Malta that I feel like might have been needed. I feel like that would have been cool. Someone has reportedly done the design. It was supposed to be black and white. I don't know how true that is, so take all of this with a pinch of salt. We have to wait and see. But 2 of them were supposed to appear. But the reason why we didn't get to see these dinosaurs, again, this is still subject to information being told. I have to cross-check this all. But apparently the Elasmosauruses were removed because they're too similar to the creatures that we see in Avatar 2 and the Meg 2. Now, Avatar 2 has since released, and you know, as you can see, there is a creature that looks surprisingly similar to a Plesiosaurid, which could make you think it might look very similar to Elasmosaurus from Jurassic World Dominion. When is the Meg 2 releasing, actually? I think it's this year, isn't it? Yeah, 4th of August 2023. We have to wait and see. If there's some sort of Plesiosaurid looking creature in the Meg 2, then we can kind of confirm this. But yeah, so apparently that's why the Elasmosaurus didn't come through. But yeah, maybe that's something for another time. Talk a little bit more about that later on. But yeah, so Plesiosaurus, Elasmosaurus, at least they are talking a bit more of getting more marine creatures in. I feel like that is definitely something, a storyline, let's say, to follow for Jurassic. Do you think Therizinosaurus can beat Rexy? Easy. Piss take. So easy. Right, I'm going to quickly go and be right back. Dan the Mammoth, $2 thank you. Return of the Mammoth or other extinct species. The Mammoth. I'd love to see a mammoth. I'm going to be right back because I'm going to go get some water. I'm going to watch that video to see how I can get your comments on screen. And, excuse me, we'll see how the rest of the stream goes. But I'll leave you with a be right back video, and I'll also get some music on for you guys to enjoy as well. So I'll be right back. Hello, I am back. Yeah, so I was having a little look about how I can do the chat thing. I don't know why it's not working. I might do another source and quickly see if I can sort something out. But why didn't you go ahead and tell me how your day was? Did I miss any super chats? I didn't. Right. Where is it? Chat highlight. Add source. Add source. Right. Okay. Uh. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. This must be such a boring stream for you guys. It's not giving me the option. Okay. Yeah, it's not giving me the option, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'll try and figure that out for the next stream. I remove that. I can. Okay. Yeah. So. The next JWE2 DLC, Manticorp DLC, that's for sure. I don't like the fact, actually. I don't like that they killed off Lewis Dodson. I'll be deadly honest. That's one thing that I really despise about Jurassic World Dominion. The fact that they killed off Lewis Dodson like that. Not like that. I mean, like that's probably the best way to go. My cat's in my room. That's probably the best way to go. If they were to kill him off, they had to kill him off. But in my opinion, don't kill him off. Have him in hiding for years, and he starts something new with a new organization behind the scenes, and you don't find out till the last movie again. Breaking the fourth wall mechanic for Evolution 2. What do you mean by that? Jake with $2. Thank you so much. Is that John Pork? That's a John Pork profile picture. Happy Swerve. I assume you meant to say happy birthday. Happy birthday, Swerve. Your videos always make me smile. Thank you. I like those comments. Thank you so much. It's what we try to do over here. Produce high quality Jurassic videos about speculation, theories, information, all of that. Unfortunately, the videos aren't doing too good at the moment, but then again, there's not much we can talk about Jurassic right now. I believe I uploaded 2 videos the other day. One of them's doing very good. It's news. However, there's this Atrociraptor one that I really want to do very well. It's only at 9.7k views, but I want it to do so well because I feel like people need to learn and know about what happened to the Atrociraptors after Jurassic World Dominion. My opinion on the Monsterverse? Very good. I love it. I don't think I've been disappointed by a movie from that yet. Well, no, I enjoyed Kong. Maybe the first Godzilla. I think there's one that I didn't enjoy. I can't remember which one it was. What was the biggest dinosaur? Patago Titan, I believe. One could always make prequels on Dodson. Yeah, but there's a little bit of an issue with that. Obviously, you know, Cameron Thor, the original actor of Dodson, he's a bit of a fishy guy, let's say. And there's only so far you can go back in time for Dodson before it starts not looking like Godson. If that Dodson, if that makes sense. Because you have what's the actor's name now? Campbell Scott Campbell. I can't remember which way around it is, but Campbell, either his first name or last name, he doesn't look too much like Cameron Thor. However, age-wise, from 1993 to 2022, you can kind of tell a similar resemblance. You know, it's understandable, but again, you can't go too far into the past with Dodson, unfortunately. Ever make a podcast on Spotify? We'll do something with Spotify soon. Campbell Scott, that's it. I always think it's either Scott Campbell or Campbell Scott. Do you like the Theory? Probably one of my favourite dinosaurs. Spinosaurus or Indominus Rex. Again, I will divert you to a recent video of mine where we discuss the strongest dinosaur from the franchise, because I don't want to contradict myself right now. So my official opinions are in that video. I just realised that Maisie was born in 2008. Yeah. So she was born in 2008. Oh no, 2009. It was 2009, I think. Yeah, it was 2009, I think. Godson, yeah. He played God and as a son, Godson. Say you focus on the Indominus Rex for a long period of time until it suddenly turns around and bites the screen. It could damage the screen. Ah. I see what you mean by fourth world now. Fourth wall. I don't know. That would be cool, but I wouldn't be a big fan of something like that in Evolution 2. Maybe if you can fly a drone around. I feel like flying a drone around might be a good idea, and the Indominus Rex can bite it. That would be cool, but I wouldn't go about destroying screens left, right, and centre for no reason. Yeah, 2009, I believe she was born. Honestly, I never studied. Well, no, I did study. Everyone in school right now, you should study. Uh, but I did study for my exams, but I never found any enjoyment in it. But I feel like I've studied so much about the Jurassic franchise more than I did for my exams that I know so much about Jurassic now. Like, so much. And it's probably unhealthy. Probably is. If you're in charge of making your own Jurassic movie, what would be the villain, dino cast, set and plot, and what would the title be? Again, I don't want to talk about that just because I'm not 100% sure on Universal's policies. And I don't want to like discuss a really cool plot and that matches a plot that they had in the works and now they can no longer make that movie. I don't know. I don't want to discuss it. I have ideas. If you ever see me in real life, feel free to go ahead and ask me that question, and then I'll happily talk about it. But I won't talk about it publicly or officially. The Maisie origin retcon. It wasn't a retcon. Again, another misconception about Maisie's origin story. People say it's a retcon, but it is not a retcon. It is the evolution of a story that we didn't quite learn about quite yet. So in Fallen Kingdom, at that time, we only learned about that story for Maisie. You know, it wasn't too heavy. It was kind of like an introduction to her character. And we were put in the same shoes as Maisie was. That's all we knew and that's all she knew. So us as the audience were Maisie, for example, for some bits of the storyline. And as Maisie started to learn more about where she came from, we started to learn more about where she came from. So I really like that continuity between Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. We were essentially put into Maisie's shoes. And that's how we had a more of a connection to Maisie, because she was there and we learned how much she learned. And that's called an evolution of a story. That's not a retcon. That's just us learning more that we didn't know before. And to be honest, I quite like it. I feel like there's a lot of story to be told in that era of Jurassic, and I am glad that we went back to the late noughties. I like to see a little bit more of the mid and early noughties, but the late noughties was a good return, and I like the story. It ties in a bit of Ease the Sauna, ties in a bit of pre-Jurassic Park lore, and it adds more to pre-Jurassic World lore. And to be honest, it's cool. I like it. I mean, it's not the greatest thing since sliced bread, I'll be honest with you, but I like it. And again, I think you'd be wrong to call it a retcon, because I think it's the right way to go about it. They kind of put you in the same shoes as Maisie was, and you learn her story along with her. And that was a good continuity between Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. Again, something that I've pointed out to people who didn't like that story change, and all of a sudden they're like, oh wow, I actually do like that story change now. So, there's a lot of like confusion about Dominion, and then once explained a little bit more, they kind of see it a little bit better in a brighter light. Not obviously to change their full opinion, but in a brighter light. Did you not like the ending of Dominion, since it tossed the entire message of the franchise out? What, not to play with God, otherwise you will suffer with consequences? I love the ending. We played with God, we tampered with it, we didn't look at the signs, we didn't listen to Dr. Ian Malcolm, and we were told consequences would come. We thought the consequences would be the Indominus Rex breakout, the fall of Jurassic World, and then we thought maybe the extinction of the dinosaurs was to save us. We were let off the hook. But we weren't let off the hook. Those dinosaurs got onto the mainland. The consequences continued from our actions, and the dinosaurs are now here to stay. And that's where they deserve to be, because it's now their world thanks to our incompetence. And I believe that's a very good message that Jurassic has been putting through. Consequences, they follow you. Karma, it follows you. And the ending of Dominion solidified that very well. I really enjoyed the ending of Dominion. For that being a main purpose. We didn't listen. We didn't pay attention. We thought it was just a slap on the wrist, thinking that the dinosaurs would go extinct from the volcano. They didn't, and bigger consequences came across. And now we live in Dominion, and a post-Dominion world. So, no, I really, really enjoyed the end of Dominion. I don't think it crossed out the message of Jurassic. If anything, I think it started a new message of Jurassic, and that's what Dominion was said to do. It finalized the story from 1993 to 2022. That's what it was set out to do. That's what it did. It finalized that entire saga and finalized that story, but at the same time, simultaneously, setting up the future of Jurassic to start another saga in phase 3. Sorry, moving about in my chair. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I thought it was good. Do you think there'll be Evolution 3? I'll go into a video about that, but I don't think so, no. My favourite Atrociraptor design. I like Ghost, but I also like Red as well. Yeah, as Scorm said, Dominion, I wouldn't say nothing. There's probably something the more you look at it. But from what I can see, I don't think Dominion really did much to retcon or ruin an older movie. I think it was more of a people kind of like not understanding the movie. And I was having a conversation about this the other day. Jurassic World Dominion will be looked at eventually as probably a really good movie. The same way the people who grew up with Jurassic Park 3, like myself, and The Lost World Jurassic Park, you know, at the time, the movies weren't good. People didn't like them, but as the people who grew up with them got older and they got online, you can see there's actually a big fan base for them. And I see that happening for Jurassic World Dominion. The movie it's very split. I think the majority opinion is that it's a good movie. But loads of people are very confused about the movie, and eventually as time goes on, people start to realize the movie and learn more about the movie. And I wouldn't be surprised that in the 2030s people will be looking back at it and be like, wow, that was a misunderstood masterpiece, and people would enjoy it. So yeah, I definitely say Dominion is definitely a misunderstood film, that's for sure. I think that's safe to say. Should the franchise have in-universe books, such as Ian Malcolm's books and Anna Grant's books? They do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They do. Jurassic World Dominion plot holes explain video. We make more similar videos for other Jurassic movies. I don't know. I have that. I had that idea. I didn't think anybody else would. I should probably take my own advice. But yeah, I have that idea because, you know, obviously some things that didn't make sense in the older movies now make sense with the newer movies. So that's something I can definitely discuss. But I did it mainly for Dominion because loads of people were saying, oh, it's full of plot holes. It's got all this retconning, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Once you understand the whole canonical timeline, it doesn't. And that's the cool thing, especially with Camp Cretaceous. The main one was loads of people complaining about where the Barbasol can came from. It was like, how after 30 years did he get the Barbasol can and how is it not ruined? Blah, 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 blah. But they don't know Camp Cretaceous exists. Yeah, people like to move on from the good old days. But, you know, some people like to stay there and that's understandable. Opinion about unknown dinosaurs. Dinosaurs in Jurassic World and Evolution 2. Oh, Jurassic World 2. What do you mean? Like Stegoceratops? Well, dinosaur is the one with three crests. Three crests. I'm thinking of Ceratopsian for some reason. I know that's not right. Ceratosaurus comes to mind, but I don't remember them having 3 crests. I don't know, you have to tell me that. Did we ever figure out what put the hole in the yacht in Camp Cretaceous? Not entirely, but I think it's safe to say that the boat probably just nudged. You know, my dad used to own a boat, and to get on it was one of my biggest fears because the boat would kind of like sway on the water a little bit. So I assume something like that might have happened. The water was making the boat sway, and it just collided with the what's it called, a pier, I guess. It collided with that and then caused the hole. So yeah, I assume something like that happened, unless they want to go down the route of what I was speculating about. That would have been cool. Can I play? I can play this. I think I can play this song, right? I can. My favorite Jurassic logo. Dominions. Dominions, then Battle at Big Rock, then Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, that'll be my top 3. Personal favourite Jurassic Saga movie is actually from Jurassic World in 2015. Both that film and the original Jurassic Park have made some of my favourite movies ever made. I agree. My favourite was Jurassic Park. My second favourite is Jurassic World. So, I definitely agree. The hole was made by Kenji bashing a boat on a dock earlier in the episode. Yeah, I'd assume something like that. Happy birthday. Thank you, Wyatt. Top 5 favourite dinosaurs from the franchise. I don't know. Pachycephalosaurus is up there. Ceratosaurus is up there. Coryphosaurus is up there. Velociraptor is up there. Spinosaurus is up there. So, I think that's 5. What do I think happened to Junior? I don't know. I'll be deadly honest. I don't know. I have loads of theories and speculation about it. I just don't know. Because what's really irritated me is that I can't find any confirmed evidence that Junior was a male. Which brings me on to some wacky theory, very wacky theory, that maybe Little E.T. from Camp Cretaceous was actually Junior, and Junior was misidentified as a male rather than a female. So, but if I find some solid confirmation that Junior was a male, then that theory is ruled out. But I'm struggling to find that confirmation. But, you know, we've all been calling him a male. So, I don't know where Junior is. I don't know. There's loads of theories. I'll make it into a video, don't you worry, but there's a lot. What do I think happened to Asset 87, Chaos, and Limbo? Well, I believe Limbo died. Or was it Chaos? One of them died in Season 5. One of them got shot in Season 2. That's Grim, got shot in Season 2. And I believe one of them was confirmed to be the one trapped in lava. In Fallen Kingdom. And died off that way. Asset 87, not a clue. Roam in the jungles of Manticorp. However, makes you think, how is Ben and May? Yeah, Ben and May so comfortable living on Manticorp Island with a Spinosaurus out there. Yeah, it's a crazy theory. Junior being Little E.T. I admit is a crazy theory, but it's a possibility. I'm still yet to find the evidence of Junior being a male. As soon as I find that, then that theory's out in the bin. But I have to wait and see. My favourite human death. Maybe Mitch's. I like Mitch's there. Do you think Camp Cretaceous should have addressed why the campers never tried to free the Moser before they left the island? What do you mean? Like, morally? They should have chosen to free the Mosasaurus? Because I don't think they should have done that at all. If you mean morally, I don't think it should have been addressed, because like, what's the point? You know your release. You know your only way off the island, DIY wise, that is. It's via a boat, and if you let that creature into the wild, you know what's happening. You saw in season 4, so yeah, it's I don't think they should have done that. No. Grim was shot, Limbo was slaughtered, and Chaos was trapped in lava. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Limbo was killed by Big E.T., I think. Sarah Harding called Junior a male, but I watched him. Yeah, I thought that. Ah, okay. Okay. I might go watch The Lost World again. Yeah, no, that makes sense, actually, to be honest. No, but just protecting their baby. I remember that quote. She said it was a baby, but I don't remember if she said it was... If they said, you know, even just something like they're protecting him, then, you know, it's a male dinosaur. So, yeah. What if Limbo is still alive in Camp Cretaceous? Nah, he dead. Nobody's going to survive the jaws of a Rex and then being thrown by a Rex. Not a chance. How did Rexy come out of her cage in Jurassic Park? Yeah, so the huge hole was actually a moat, and it was in off to the side. So where Rexy was, it was kind of like a mountaintop. Let's say that's probably the best way to describe it, like a man-made mountaintop. So yeah, no, there wasn't a moat going around the actual fence. It was just on that side of the fence, which kind of describes. I think Clayton again made a good video on that, so worth checking it out. But yeah, Rexy was easy enough to walk through, perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever, and she was able to do exactly that. So yeah. But even after Chaos was trapped in the thingy, wasn't she also seen in a helicopter? No. So there were 7 baryonyxes bred on Ford. I don't know if it was. They were definitely bred on Sauna for the original Jurassic Park. I don't know if it was 7. I think it was 5. And then I think for World, there were 7 baryonyxes. I think that's a bit. It's a bit weird, that storyline. But there were 7 baryonyxes on Jurassic World. 3 of them were the sisters that we saw in Camp Cretaceous. So the one we see in lava definitely is dead. There's no way it's surviving that, even no matter how lava immune it may have seen, or may have been like in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. But that one's definitely dead, it's safe to say. The one we see flying from a helicopter is most likely, I'm not confirming it, but it's most likely just one of the other remaining baryonyxes that were found on the island at the time. Quiz, did the baryonyx have a crest? No. And eyebrow ridges. Junior's a male. I know you can look it up, but where's the confirmation of Junior being a male? I keep forgetting where that is. Do you want the Indoraptor to return? No. No. Maybe a backstory. Maybe like a flashback kind of thing. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But a story around a brand new Indoraptor? No, thank you. I like it to stay unique to Fallen Kingdom. Omar, thank you. If you're given a chance to add more scenes to Malta, what will it be? More of a backstory to Malta. I felt like we kind of like jumped into the middle of something big. I think it would have been cool to maybe I don't know about introducing, because you have to rewrite the whole movie, but maybe introducing Rain in Malta, or maybe introducing Sonia Santos, a bit more story with her before we jumped into the main action of it. I feel like that might have been cool. What killed the people in the boat in Jurassic Park 2? This is the question I really hate, because I don't think there's an official answer to it. People say it's the baby Rex Jr., which, you know, I'm not opposed to. I understand why some people think that. It makes sense. And I think that's technically the official reasoning behind this. However, I'm trying to remember what this theory was, that the velociraptors were able to get onto the boat, and then they were able to jump off, and they killed the crew very early on. So the navigation system on the boat was able to just follow where it's supposed to be, like supposed to go. Similar to how planes, they kind of follow like a set path. So the boat would have done a similar thing after the captain put the coordinates in, and then they would have been killed off by the velociraptors, and then the velociraptors would have jumped off of the boat. I think that's another theory. I think that's probably better. Did the little girl in Jurassic Park 2 survive? Yes, it was confirmed that she had major injuries via the Compsognathus. However, it was confirmed by Hammond that she survived. Well, at least she was alive. I'm not sure about anything after that, but yeah. Steve, Supper Steve with $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. Have a drink on me. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm drinking water right now. I've had a day of drinking. So I'm sobering up, but I'll dedicate one of those drinks to you. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. I really want to... It's irritating me. I do want the questions that I'm discussing to pop up on screen. I need to sort that out. I don't know. I really enjoy these live streams. I do. The Baby Rex was also in San Diego. It wasn't on the boat, right? No, I believe it was on the That's a good question. You've really tested my knowledge. I think it was on a boat. I think it was on a boat. What do you think Jurassic World Explorers is about? I said earlier in the stream that I don't think it's in hindsight, I don't think it's the series that we can expect. I think it's probably something that I was told a few months ago, where there'll be some sort of like interactive educational. I don't know if a website. I can't remember if it was a website or not, but more for kids. Let's say it's definitely going to be more for kids. But I don't think, in hindsight, that it's the animated series that we're expecting. Do you think we could see some evolution of hybrids in future movies like Spinoraptor? I'd hope so. I wouldn't be opposed to that. It'd be interesting, and I would like to see something like that. I'm not against seeing hybrids. After all, my big question is, what the hell happened to Rebel and Angel? Those Spinoceratops hybrids. I seriously don't know what happened. Like, we just had a time jump from 2016 to 2018 at the end of the Camp Cretaceous. Spoilers, but you should have seen it by now. We just had a time jump, and then it kind of just like, we didn't hear anything about them. I don't know. So in Jurassic Park 1, there is 1 Dilophosaurus. Then in Dominion, there's like 7. I don't know how if they're all female. So you just reproduce them. You make them yourself. You have the Amber Cave mines, so Biosyn had the capability of making Dilophosauruses, and as we can tell by the models and the patterning, they are different Dilophosauruses to the ones we see in Jurassic Park. I believe in Camp Cretaceous, we also see about 5 different Dilophosauruses. A few of them actually. Well, no, more than 5, way more than 5. But the ones on Manticore Island stay true to the ones we see in Jurassic Park, the design-wise. And then the ones we see on Isla Nublar in Camp Cretaceous are actually a bit pink in design. So I think we have like 3 different designs of Dilophosaurus. I believe there were more Dilos in the original Jurassic Park that just didn't appear on screen. So, yeah. But they were all bred on Isla Sorna. And as we know, the dinosaurs come in to Manticore from Isla Sorna. Or the dinosaurs were coming from Isla Sorna onto Manticore, sorry. So I'd assume that maybe Dilophosauruses that were living there for quite a while were also captured and taken there as well. So, yeah, I mean, there was definitely more Dilophosauruses than the one we saw in JP1, and there's definitely more out there. There's more DNA. So it's on Jurassic Wiki that Junior's a male. It says a lot on the Jurassic Wiki. I wouldn't trust that too much. Favorite movie in the franchise? Jurassic Park. Has to be. I think Angel and Rebel are fine and just living on Manticore Island. Yeah, I'd assume that as well, but I was just thinking the other day, imagine the Sinoceratops we see at the end of Jurassic World Dominion. Just imagine you see a spine on it. People are like, what the fuck's that? What is it? What is it? And then true fans are like, what the hell? How have they brought the Spinoceratops into Dominion? That would have been interesting, but it was confirmed there would be no hybrids. Keep asking me questions you have. Short fire. We'll go. Short fire questions for Jurassic. Go ahead and pump them through. Yeah, we'll get another music on. Is this new music? Or did we already hear this? We've heard it in the stream, but it's no. What do you think they'll announce at JP30? I'm going to be selfish here and plug in the video I made just a few days ago. I think it's my 3rd recent video where I announced all of my thoughts of what I think should happen. It's 11:57. It's 10:57 for me. And you have school tomorrow. Take care, Theory. Thank you for popping in. Michael, thanks for subscribing. Will I ever make Jurassic World in Evolution 2? No. I'd like to, but I think there are better people like Evolution Square that are more suited for the job. 1 like away from 400. When it comes to entertainment, how paleo accurate should it be? I think it should be a 60-40 split. I think it should be a 60% non-accurate and 40% accurate. When it comes to movies, obviously. Especially Jurassic. If you had the chance to visit a real Jurassic World, knowing it would fall while I was there, ooh, would I go? Initially, I said yes. There's so many factors. I'll go there to tell people It's gonna fall. It's not good. You got to get out of here and all of that. But then I'd also go there to enjoy. But then if I didn't know the events of how it would fall, that would be a different question. Like, would it be down to a dinosaur, an eruption, an earthquake, tsunami? I don't know. There's loads of things. Just because I'm really introverted, I probably keep my ass at home. So yeah, I probably won't go. Love your videos. Thank you, Sad Reaper. Appreciate that. Do you think that Kenji's dad will come back? I don't know. That's a pretty sad storyline. A very sad storyline. I don't really want to talk about it, but I don't think so. I wish the fairy Dinosaurs from Jurassic World Dominion had some buddies. Yeah, I think he probably did, but then again, it is a very territorial dinosaur, so maybe not. But the one we got was blind. Would you prefer that the fairy should have been the main villain? No. I would have preferred the Giga being the villain was good, but I would have preferred the Giganotosaurus doing something else. The Baryonyx was a carnivore, that means heavy claw. Yeah, I don't think the Baryonyx had any crest. Who would have been Scorpius Rex or Indoraptor? I don't know. I think they'll probably draw. Maybe Scorpius Rex if it had to go. I mean, I think I'm being biased there. Maybe Indoraptor. I don't know. Another story about Pteranodon. I don't know. I say I don't know a lot, but it's because I got so much on my mind. Pteranodon, there's not much story there. That's the issue. What does the future hold for my channel? It's scary times. I will admit it. The views are very, very far and few between. They're very low right now, which means that keeping the channel up and running is more of a loss than it is a profit, which makes the channel really hard to run. We're expanding. We have things in the work. We have series in the work. We have ideas in the works. You'll hopefully see more by the end of this month. I'm really hoping so. And of course, number one news source I'm aiming to be for Jurassic. So for sure, be sure to have the bell notification turned on when you do subscribe, so you don't miss an upload. And you know, I do get that getting notifications might be annoying, but it's free and it helps me out. Yeah, so I continue to try and be the news source. I have some ideas planned. We're moving to doing a bit more content in 2023. We'll cover some more news when it does come through. Some more games as well. We're expanding to video games a little bit more when that comes out later this year. Yeah, I've got like a solid plan for 2023, and I've got a rough plan for 2024 and 2025. If you guys keep enjoying my content, that is. Because without you, I'm literally nothing. So thank you so much. I appreciate everyone, each and every one of you. Let's get this music on. Ooh, a bit of J-Pog. What would you change in Jurassic World Dominion? The death of Dodson. I think keep him alive, or at least an open book. Speculative. Maybe a post-credit scene as well. I think a post-credit scene would have been really good. Storylines left unresolved in Jurassic. I won't say how I'd like to see them unresolved, but there's a lot. There's how on earth did the sauna dinosaurs get onto the mainland? Where have they been this whole time? Was Biosyn behind the creation of the Indominus Rex? How did Biosyn get the rights so quickly in the space of 3 years? And how did they turn around their company, considering the fall of Jurassic World and what we learnt in Camp Cretaceous? How was the Scorpius Rex made? There's a story to be told there. There's a lot. There's definitely a lot of not unanswered questions, just unresolved stuff. Yeah, unresolved is good. That's a good word to use. Yeah, but not in Jurassic World. The Baryonyx in Jurassic World didn't have a crest. Do I prefer the Battle Big Rock Allosaurus? Well, the Battle Big Rock Allosaurus is the Dominion Allosaurus, and I prefer that one over the Fallen Kingdom one. That's for sure. See how many Jurassic games I can play in the span of 24 hours. I promise you it's a lot. Well, it actually is not a lot of Jurassic games, because I'll get caught up on Evolution 2. I'll play that for hours for a video. Who is little E.T.'s father? So, what some people may not know, I've worked out the 7... So we know that 7 Tyrannosauruses were on Isla Sorna, the 7 rulers. Or at least there were 7 made. We have Rexy, which is 1. We have Buck, we have Doe. We have Big E.T. And you're thinking, oh, that's only 4, right? Fair enough. But we also have Rexy. Did I already say Rexy? Let me start again. We have Rexy, Buck, Doe, Big E.T. And then we have Big E.T.'s father. Whoever that is. We don't know. And then we have not Ball, because I believe Ball was bred. But we have Ball's father and Ball's mother. Those were the 7 Tyrannosauruses that were made. And then obviously there were other ones born, which were the Bull Rex, Junior, and Little E.T. So in total we've had 10 Tyrannosaurus Rexes, not including what I like to call Trina from the prologue. But we've had 10 Tyrannosaurus Rexes in modern day, 3 of which were born from other Rexes. Now obviously, you know, there's a possibility that one father or one mother might have given birth or created 2 offspring. But I like to think of it like that. Like, Little E.T. has a mum and a dad. That's confirmed to be the ones created in the initial 7. And then Bull would also have a mum and a dad, which would be the initial created from the 7. Which would add up nicely to 7 as well. So if that makes sense. I really need to, I should probably try to sort out a webcam? No, a stream thingy-my-bob. I don't really have anybody in my personal life who I can just chat shit about Jurassic to, so that's why I like to sit here and talk loads. I've made some friends through Jurassic, so I guess I can class them as personal life. Oh, Evolution Claire novel, yes, that's correct. Completely forgot that existed. Jurassic TV series, what about it? Why is the Spino so angry at the people? Multiple reasons. It's very angry just because of its nature. It's an amalgamation. It shouldn't be alive. It shouldn't be there. It shouldn't have been created. You can find out more about its whole story through one of my videos. But overall, it just shouldn't be there. So obviously, it's just angry at life. They flew a plane into him. So I think that might have something to do with it. It was a semi-intelligent creature. So it would have held a grudge to the people who flew a plane into it. So obviously it would chase him down and try to catch him out and all of that. And that's why it was so angry. But yeah, multiple reasons. It was just an angry bugger. And then had a plane flew into it. So it's fair enough. What are the main genes of the Scorpius Rex? We have Monolophosaurus, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Speculative Spinosaurus, Velociraptor, and Scorpion Fish. I think that was it. Oh no, my cat's still in my room. We're back. I'm going to let my cat out because bless her, she's been here for half an hour. Sorry about her. I just heard her meowing. They hit its fin, yeah, the sail, yeah. Any other questions about Jurassic? Do you think Spielberg will direct future movies? Well, he's practically been there. He's been at the helm. He's been watching them. He's an executive producer, so he's partially been directing them, I guess. Spino's a madman. He is. Impossible theory to solve. Good question. I'm going to say Junior. Like, what happened to Junior? Because we still don't know. There's a lot of theories. There's a lot. I don't know. If anybody has any theories that I can't work out right now, they probably have impossible ones there. Yeah, the JP3 Spino was just built different. It's a crazy thing that shouldn't have been alive. It had a terrible start to life. It was tortured. It was just angry at everything. So imagine like a toned down Scorpius Rex, but big, mentality wise. That's how I'd probably describe the Spinosaurus. To an extent, that is, to an extent. Favorite dinosaur from the Jurassic franchise? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to say Giganotosaurus because I've always wanted Giganotosaurus. Always wanted it. It's my favourite dinosaur. What happened to the people on the boat in JP2? We explained this. They got killed by, I think, officially Junior Rex. But it's probably safer to assume it was killed by raptors as they were about to set off from Sauna. What happened to the Mamenchisaurus from the Lost World? It's probably still there. Like, there's no answer to it. There's no official answer to it. But, you know, so Mamenchisaurus is a sauropod. It lives plenty of years. It's completely fine. Nearly 30 years extra, and we haven't seen it. It's probably still alive. I don't think much would have taken it down. Maybe the Spinosaurus had a go, but I think Mamenchisaurus is still alive and kicking. Do you think the big one should have had a scar on her? So she's more... Yeah, identifying the Velociraptors in the first movie was quite difficult. But then again, they were supposed to be Velociraptors. They weren't supposed to be characters, you know? But maybe some like a burn scar, so you can kind of connect it from the opening of Jurassic Park to when you see it in the movie. Paleo Ant. This is that guy from TikTok. I watch your TikToks. What happened to the people on the boat in JP3? They were killed by pteranodons. Fun fact. Jurassic World Dominion questions. Why is the Pyroraptor in the ice lake? I'm saving that for a video. I'll answer that soon, don't worry. How did Owen know that Rain was going to steal the Parasaurolophus? Have they met in the past? Was Rain in Lockwood? No, so he explained how he's seen them before, and they were poachers. I assume that he has seen Rain before. He saw him maybe scouting him. And obviously, you know, there's a lot of money on the market for dinosaurs and dinosaur horns. That Parasaurolophus probably got slaughtered. I'll be honest with you. So they already knew that they were there for the dinosaur, let's say. Would the Indoraptor be in the TV series? I highly doubt it. The Indoraptor was born and raised in the depths of Lockwood's Manor. I don't think it released there, so there's not really any story to tell there. What happened to the Monolophosaurus? It's on Nublar. Whether it survived Fallen Kingdom, I don't know. I think it would have done, based off the geography of the island. If Rexy had a flashback, Blue should have two. What do you mean? Do you think Rexy's story will end? I don't think we'll see Rexy's story end. That's the sad thing. Yeah, I thought the Spinosaurus killed a boat people in the start of JP3 too. However, I later found out it was Pteranodons. Do you like the new DLC of Evolution 2? I do indeed. I don't think the Indoraptor has thermal vision, but I think it's infrared? No, one of them has thermal, one of them has infrared. I think the Scorpius has infrared. So I think the Indoraptor has thermal. I can't remember. They're different, I believe. If I'm thinking correctly. More cloned Smilodons from Manticore. No, I think that was the only one, which upsets me. It was kind of like a throwaway creature. I wanted more from it, I'll be honest. Rain killed somebody to play off as a DFW worker? I think so. There's nothing solid to confirm that. He could have just stolen the uniform and the ID and all of that, obviously, but you never know. To the dinosaurs from the black market. I say this in a recent video of mine, but it's probably something to do with the CIA shutting it all down. Where is the Spinosaurus? It's on Manticore Island. Well, 2005 King Kong was in Jurassic World. I really would dislike that. If only the dinosaur who had like 5 seconds on screen had a TV episode. Ah, if only. I think this. I think the Spinosaurus is bigger than the Giga. Yeah, the Spinosaurus canonically is bigger than the Giganotosaurus. It actually had a size buff from 2001's Jurassic Park 3 into Camp Cretaceous, which shows that it was still growing, which is actually quite crazy to think about. But then again, it was only 3 years old in Jurassic Park 3. If the Therizinosaurus was biosyn, how is it in InGen's Indominus? No. So the Therizinosaurus DNA isn't biosyn, or isn't. Sorry, the Therizinosaurus DNA was used for the Indominus Rex. However, that doesn't mean the dinosaur is specifically for biosyn, or it could be. I did theorize that's a possibility that secretly pulling the strings biosyn were creating the Indominus Rex, because, you know, you have Giganotosaurus DNA in there, you have Therizinosaurus DNA, two big creatures in biosyn that have suddenly been born after Jurassic World. There's a possibility they had the DNA earlier than the birth of these creatures. Yeah, I've reviewed the extended edition. It's far better than the theatrical cut. Indoraptor has echolocation. Yeah, but wasn't there... I believe it had vision. It had some type of vision. Do you think Camp Cretaceous is a joke? No. I think at least from seasons 1 to 3 should be taken seriously. Season 4, 5... Manticore Island is canon? It is indeed, yes. What gene is in Velociraptor? Just Velociraptor. With obviously Tree Frog and all of that. Was Larry not in Dominion because of the pandemic? Yeah, he wasn't in Dominion because of the pandemic. I made another video covering all of the artwork that we saw of Lowry that was supposed to be in there. He was supposed to be Franklin. So Franklin's job at the CIA was supposed to be Lowry's job. But yeah, because of the pandemic and scheduling issues kind of clashing, he was unable to film his scenes. Was the Spinosaurus' size? Isn't Giganosaurus? Let me find it. It's bigger. There was... what's his name? I think Mecha? Oh mate, I can't find his Twitter account. I thought it was Mecha YT. I can't remember the size, but the Spino is bigger because of is the biggest because of Camp Cretaceous. I'll probably, if you follow me on Twitter, I'll probably come across it eventually again. Do you think the Bull Rex from Jurassic Park Lost World? The Bull... Hold on, are you on about Junior from the Lost World or the Bull Rex from Jurassic Park 3? I'm good, Amber. How are you? What questions from Camp Cretaceous are not answered? I can't think of any on the top of my head. No, I can't. There are some. I know there are some. I can't think of any on the top of my head. Why did they change to JP3 Geostenbergia into Pteranodon? I believe it was production-wise, or a production clash. Because obviously you had a new director for Jurassic Park 3. I guess he didn't really want those ones from Jurassic Park The Lost World. I think that's the reason. Yeah, but anything can be confirmed on the Jurassic Park wiki, Sammy. Yeah, so we know Lowry's story, which is good. The dark past of Denise from Jurassic World Dominion. Yeah, they fly to Croatia and go to Dubrovnik. I'll be interested in a little short like that. Favorite member of this Jurassic 6? It'll be Alan first, then Owen, then Ellie. Ooh. Then Ian, then Claire, then Maisie. But there's a big gap between Maisie and Claire. But they're all incredible. Yeah, it's a bit difficult with Camp Cretaceous Hidden Adventure. The Tarbosaurus, if Hidden Adventure is soft canon in some way, that it depends what that means, because it can mean that the Tarbosaurus is canon and it looks like that and existed on Isla Nublar. It's just those events that we saw with the Tarbosaurus didn't happen. But we know that Tarbosaurus does exist on Isla Nublar during that time, 2015, 2016. If it is soft canon, which also means that the attraction Hidden Adventure also exists as well. But it depends what part of it is soft canon. So, but I would be interested to see a bit more of the Tarbosaurus. I thought it was a cool design. Loads of people rinsed it on Twitter. Typical. But I really liked the design. I think it's one of my favourite designs of large theropod carnivores of this franchise. My least favourite dinosaur, there's too many to pick from, I'll be honest. Baryonyx is definitely up there. Pteranodon's up there. Maybe the Triceratops as well. Castillo, $2 US. Thank you so much. Have a good day and goodbye. Take care. Thank you so much for your super chats today. I do appreciate them. They've helped out a lot more than you can imagine. Thank you, Johnny. Thanks for the birthday message. The Jurassic World Facts app. I did. I think I did. I don't have it anymore. Who would win, Tarbosaurus or Giga? Probably Giga. Probably Giga. Is Eddie working for Manticorp or is it just speculation? I don't know, and I think they were very smart with that. They left it on open book. They let you theorize whether that was for Manticorp or Mills or someone else. Who knows? I don't know. That part of me makes me think it is Manticorp, but then again, we don't really see any interaction between Dr. Wu and Manticorp, which makes me think, who are the other guys then? And that was most likely Mills, because we know that in 2016, very soon after the fall of Jurassic World, that he was getting the he was in cahoots with Mills. He was getting the Indominus sample for the opening of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So I want to say that the other guys are actually Mills. And I think they were probably in discussions because, you know, in Jurassic World as well, Vic Hoskins was discussing the Indominus Rex, but a fraction of the size, which would be the Indoraptor. And he was also talking behind the scenes with Dr. Wu on the phone. So I would presume that Eddie knew about Mills, but he didn't know about Manticorp. So I think logically speaking, I'm coming up with this theory right now, by the way. logically speaking, I think the other guys was not Manticorp. I don't think it was. Isa Sauna's backstory. I don't think there needs to be one. More of the characters on Isla Sorna, yeah. Thoughts on the change of Echo's design? I'll be honest, that I'm partially colorblind, so seeing the dinosaur change their colors, I don't notice too much. I still can't tell the raptors apart, I'll be honest. Happy birthday, thank you. Is Camp Cretaceous worth watching? Joey, my friend. Seasons 1, very good. Season 2, it's a little bit slow, but still enjoyable. You kind of watch it on the side with something, I guess. Season 3, probably one of the best pieces of Jurassic media out there. I'll be honest. Season 3 is incredible. So good. And then that's where it goes downhill. Season 4 is really bad, and Season 5 is better than Season 4. But they're both equally not great. But the ending of Season 5 is very good because it ends the entire series. I'd say if you're a Jurassic fan and you have spare time and you want to learn more about the lore and canon of this franchise, then yeah, go ahead. Watch Camp Cretaceous. If you just want to watch the good parts, then watch between Seasons 1 and Season 3. And if you're intrigued about Seasons 4 and Season 5, go ahead. But as a fair warning, Season 4 and Season 5 are poor. Season 3 is fantastic. Season 2 is a little bit dull. But Season 1 is really good as well. So it's subjective of what you think. I would recommend it, obviously, because I love people to learn more about the lore of this franchise. Do you think the next movies will feature the same characters? I believe this has been confirmed no. We may see cameos of them, so I'm not going to write them off completely. It's a possibility. But I don't believe that we will see like Owen, Claire, Maisie, all of that return just yet. The Herrerasaurus is canon to the Jurassic universe. Why is that? Yes, it is. Yes, my bad. Yeah, because of the DPG. The DPG sighting that we saw on the website. I think that confirms Herrerasaurus, right? Let me double check. DPG list. If we open it, we should. Oh, bloody hell, that's blurry as hell. Sorry, I know you can't see it. Herrera. Styracosaurus, Gallimimus, Triceratops, Stegosaurus, Dimorphodon, Velociraptor, Tyrannosaurus, Mamenchisaurus, Parasaurolophus, Brachiosaurus, Euoplocephalus, Pachycephalosaurus, Encardosaurus, Silurus, Stygimoloch, Dilophosaurus, Metriacanthosaurus, Spinosaurus, Carnotaurus, Baryonyx, Pteranodon, Compsognathus, Mosasaurus, Microceratus, Corythosaurus, Ceratosaurus, Allosaurus. Yeah, okay. I see Herrerasaurus in there, don't worry. Apatosaurus, Suchomimus, Sinoceratops, Pachyrhinosaurus, Edmontosaurus, Herrerasaurus, Deinonychus, Segisaurus, and Lesotosaurus are all canon, technically speaking. But it does kind of like just random species been thrown in there, I'll be honest. But yeah, Herrerasaurus is canon. Is Rexy the biggest Rex, or is there a bigger one? I think Rexy's the biggest. I think she is. Have I played God of War? No, but I've been meaning to at least watch some videos on it. Ever do Godzilla videos? I wouldn't write it out. There's a possibility. I wouldn't write it out, but that's just another franchise I have to learn. Fight between Scorpius and Indoraptor. I don't know. Scorpius by bias, Indoraptor by physicality. We're going to pop off in just about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit less. So I'm just getting very hot in my room, very hot. What happened to Sauna after JP3? Sauna was chilling, just there. The ecosystem was kind of going to shit. The dinosaurs were still being transported and to and from Sauna for Jurassic World, so it was still in use. when it stopped use, I don't know. At some point, Manticorp got there and stole some dinosaurs from the island as well. So, Jurassic Park Novel Edition. I would like to see that. What other dinosaurs do you think were illegally bred? So the Spinos were illegal. The raptors, I believe, were. The Cerato was. The Corythosaurus and Ankylosaurus have all been confirmed to be illegal amalgamations of JP3. However, dinosaurs like the Ankylosaurus, and now, apparently, according to Camp Cretaceous, the Ceratosaurus were created for Jurassic World as well. Do you think the Jurassic saga should have a prequel live-action series about Hammond Lockwood? I wouldn't be opposed to it. Whether or not it needs one, I don't know. I don't think it does. But if you just want to watch more canon stuff, or they want to make more canon stuff, then yeah, I'd like to see that. Do I like Lego? I like it. I don't play it. I more collect it. Thoughts on Fallen Kingdom? I enjoyed it. Not the best movie in the franchise, that's for sure. But an enjoyable watch. Little plot hole due to the prologue. The name Giganotosaurus means giant southern lizard. However, we see it in North America. Could it have... Okay, so, yeah. Land bridges. Land bridges exist. I know that maybe in this universe, the Giganotosaurus was never found in North America. However, in that universe, in the Jurassic universe, who's to say that the Giganotosaurus we saw in the prologue was actually just one that travelled all the way to North America somehow? Whether that's physically possible, I don't know. But that's the best explanation. That took place in North America, the prologue. And obviously, Giganotosaurus remains its name as Southern Lizard from South America. So the best way to explain it is that this Giganotosaurus walked all the way to North America. And that just happens to be a North American Giganotosaurus. I did speculate about this before Dominion released. About how it could be a new breed of Giganotosaurus, like a new subspecies or something. And how we can see some things in Anna Grant's tent that suggests that theory. And I think that theory might still stand. I don't know, but it's a bit of a weird one. We do a collab with Dangerville. Oh, for sure. He's been in some of my vlogs. Alistair, at least. Yeah, he's been in some of my vlogs. But we'll figure out something soon. I've already done a collab on their channel with Goji Center as well. I believe that was via Spotify. What happened to the Pyroraptor of the Dominion? I'm not going to say because that's ready for a video soon. Yeah, so it's getting very hot. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream there. I just want to say thank you so much for all of the birthday messages and all of the questions that you had for Jurassic. I'll be sure to try and answer as many as I can in the future if you want to see something similar to this. But at the end of the day, I really do appreciate every single one of you who took time out of your day to pop by. Yeah, this was a bit of a longer stream than I anticipated. But, you know, I like to talk. Thank you so much for all of the super chats. It's been incredible. We're almost at 425 likes. So thank you so much for that. And I believe we've had 2.3k views. So, yeah. Oh, and Jen with the last super chat of the day. The very last super chat of the day. Good night for now. I also sent you storyboard on Discord. Thank you. I'll get to it as soon as I can. But thanks for the $2 and the rest from today. But yeah, thank you for the birthday messages. Thank you to everyone out there. Hopefully we can see some more similar stuff like this in the future. I'll see what I can do. I'll see. You can speak to me on Twitter. Play with some ideas on Twitter. That's probably where I'm most active. But thank you so much for everything for today. It's been a great birthday. You guys really did make it. And yeah, just take care and enjoy the rest of your day if it's still yet to come. And I'll catch you all, wait for that to finish, in the next one. Bye-bye.